Kind of a catchy tune, huh? Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the 181st edition of Speaking of Zane, February the 20th, 2022. How about that? Let's see. This week we'll have two 2222 later this week. But good to have you guys joining us again here on Sunday night. Let me know how the light is. I've got an additional light here, and I'm not sure if it's good or bad. But let me know if that washes my face out too much. But hello, Matt Aaron. Good to have you in there. And Steve Shirley. Hey, Steve. How you doing, pal? Ken. Hey, Ken. Are you and Janet home from your excursion to North Kakalaki? Appreciate all your posts and everything. We'll talk about that later. There's my Aunt Cindy, who I adore, 80 years young, over in the Montgomery area. Good to have you in there. There's my Aunt Mary, another aunt of mine down near Ocilla, Georgia. And there's Ken. Yeah, Ken's back in Florida. All right. How about that? Good stuff. I know Lori is on. Lori texted me. She's watching on YouTube, I believe. So a number of ways you can watch on my Facebook page, on the Speaking of Zane Facebook group, or on YouTube. Well, Ken, I hope you had a good trip up there, and I know you got a little golf in, and but I'm sure it's always good to get back home for sure. Lori and I will be heading your way later this week. There's my old commander, Colin Krim. How you doing, sir? Good to have you in there. Hey, tell me, Colin, I don't remember. I know we had a chance to talk at the reunion in San Antonio, but remind me where you're living these days. And there's Katie Aaron. Hey, Katie. Not feeling well. Okay, well, I'm sorry about that. I hope you're feeling better. And if you're not able to stay with us, that'll be all right. Just be assured that I will be praying for you this week if you're not feeling well. All right, well, let's see. Albuquerque, I love Albuquerque. I tell you what, I had never visited out. Well, we had driven through, of course, the interstate drives through the northern, drives through Albuquerque, right, east to west. And we had made that trip before as kids, but I really got my first dose of Albuquerque when my son Jackson was stationed there for tech school. And he was at the base there, and I visited him. I happened to be out at a conference in Las Vegas, and said, "Well, I'm close enough that on my way home, I'll just go in there and spend a couple of days." And I did that, and we got a chance to. He got a chance to show. We went up on Sandia, took the cable car up there, and just had a grand old time. It was awesome. He was in tech school, learning all about being a gunner, and he had just completed survival school up at Fairchild, and I think he was, I don't know, remember how long he was in Albuquerque, maybe not quite a year, but anyway, he ended up going on to Hurlburt Field, but I enjoyed that visit very much so, and very interesting climate, and just an interesting place. Of course, we had to, Colin, we had to drive all around and hit all the Breaking Bad sites that were in the series Breaking Bad. So that was just a little bit of a bonus there, but good stuff. Well, good. You've been there for quite a bit, 93. All right. Jim Miller's in there. Hey, Jimbo. Jim's up in the Omaha area. All right. Well, let's see. I mentioned Lori and I are going down to Florida. We're heading down bright and early Friday morning, and we're going to drive down. And I don't remember how long it takes. About 10 hours, something like that. Last time she was already down there. Last October we went down. She went down a couple of weeks ahead of me and was helping Kelly with some things at my Warriors place, and then I drove down and joined her, and then. We spent another week there. Did a work day at my Warriors place with some of the folks from work, and that's what we're going to do again this week. This time we'll go down on Friday and stay through all of the following week, and drive back home, I think, on March the 6th, I believe. Yeah, 4th is a Friday. We're doing our work day on the 4th. And we'll drive home on Sunday and get back in the groove of things. But I always look forward to that. We're staying in the, I think it's true, Lori, that we're staying in the Blue Cottage again, which is our favorite there at My Warriors Place. And we'll be sure to post a lot of pictures on the Speaking of Zane Facebook group. And I think it's true that we'll be doing Speaking of Zane from there next Sunday night. I did it before from there. And then the following Sunday, we're driving back, so we may move Speaking of Zane to Monday the 7th. We'll see. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. Kelly is looking forward to having us, and so we'll get a chance to spend a full week there before our work day, and then come on back. But let's see what's going on here. What have we been up to? Interesting story I got. Let me pull this up on. I'll share it with you guys. I mentioned this quite a few times. We've got hey, there's my dad, Mac Marine. We've got all right, we'll have to pause here for Katie. Let's see. Katie says, and I'll read this. I just want to say how incredibly proud I am of Matt. Matt's her husband, by the way. He has an old soldier from Lewis who is really, really struggling. Matt reached out to him and was able to set up a GoFundMe and help and surpass the goal within the first hour, thanks to fellow 2-1 guys. He really took the I got your 6 and checked on his battle buddy and made a huge impact. I'm so glad to hear that. I was going to bring that up, Katie, a little bit later on, but we might as well chat about it. Matt had a buddy, I think it was true, Katie, lost everything in a house fire, right? An apartment fire. And I did see the GoFundMe there. And I posted about another organization if he still needs some help, that in addition to what we've done on the GoFundMe, there's an organization that is doing some absolutely wonderful stuff in situations like that, and it's on the link there. So I don't know if Matt wants to reach out to them. There's a method to tell the story and all that. Code of Vets is what it's called, and the lady who runs that is just an absolute beast. I mean, she is helping veterans every single day of the year, homeless veterans that need transportation, veterans that need a set of clothes to go to an interview, veterans that need medical assistance, veterans that need this and that and the other. And she has a vetting process, of course, but she's one of those where she lost her father to PTS, and that inspired her to create this organization, Code of Vets. And this lady is tearing it up. I mean, every day they're posting something about how they've helped people. She is helping veterans at the street level, real time. I mean, our government's not. Many of the even the non-governmental agencies can't act that quickly, right? This lady has got it down. Code of Vets, Katie. Make sure y'all look at that. But great job, Matt, looking after your battle buddy. Cannot commend you enough for that. Good stuff. That's good stuff. That's what it's all about right there. All right. Well, let's see. I often mention about our veterans group at work, which is a surprising thing. I never worked at any other company where we had a veterans group that got together and shared things and learned from each other. But we have one at this company I work for now, and it's just been awesome. A lot of the things that we're doing, but we decided we've been doing a number of different activities and events, and all across the country, different things like the wreath laying and some the run that we do for the St. Patrick's Center and different things. And So we decided we would have some challenge coins made, and we had this is the coin that we had made, and so we'll make sure all the veterans at our company. It's well over 500. We're an 8,000 people company, and something over 500 are vets. And anyway, that's the coin that we had made. Actually, I have one right here. You can see the really good quality, solid. Just we got it from the same place that we had the Speaking of Zane ones made, and just a good quality coin. And we'll give them out. I'll take a bunch with me to Tampa for the guys that help there. But just an awesome, awesome thing there. And let's see. Oh, I want to share something else that this just kind of happened by accident, as things often do. And I saw an opportunity, and I'll share this with you guys. This is all on the Speaking of Zane Facebook group, if you want to look at it. But back in December, for the Wreaths Across America that we did here at Georgia National Cemetery, several of my coworkers came out, and we probably had 10 or 12. And one of the guy's son, he's about 19 or 20, and he has this. He was telling me about this. He has this special interest in D-Day and Normandy, and he's got this bucket list item to visit Normandy. And okay. Hey, Alyssa, how are you? That's Dave Wallen's mother over in the South Carolina Low Country. Good to have you in there. Nice to hear from you. I hope you are doing well. Good stuff. Yeah, so this young man, came out to help us with the wreaths and everything. We got to chatting, and I'm like, well, okay, I got just the right thing for him if he's into World War II history, Normandy, and so I reached out to my good buddy Jerry McLaughlin down in Savannah, and he was the project manager on the B-17 restoration that I've been working on for 12 years, or a part of. We haven't been working on. I mean, it's my part's done, but we've been working on it for a dozen years. And anyway, Jerry wrote this book about his uncle, and his uncle was a C-47 navigator, and unfortunately crashed and was killed on D-Day. And Jerry, they didn't know a whole lot about the circumstances, and Jerry took it on himself, coming up on 20 years ago maybe, to find out what happened, did all the research, and then compiled everything into a book. You see here, D-Day plus 60 years. So I said, well, that's convenient. So I emailed Jerry and said, hey, I got a young man that's interested in D-Day and Normandy. And I said, can I get an inscribed book for him? He said, heck yeah. And so the young man's name is Jack. And I said, okay, well, get it to me. I got a couple other things I want to throw in there. And anyway, so he should receive that. Young Jack should receive this package probably tomorrow. He lives in Johns Creek, so just the other side of Atlanta. So anyway, I'll let you know how that goes. But teaching the next generation about the greatest generation. How do you go wrong with that, right, Ken? All right. Let's see. Matt says, hey, I always keep forgetting. Do you know anything about that picture that you used for the background? I think I recognize it as Iraq, and I think that power plant's in the far back. Well, let me There's a Facebook user in there that says, I am watching tonight. I don't know who you are. because on my screen it only shows up. Oh, am I still here? Katie says we lost you. Well, I was taking my face off there so you can see the background, but do you still see me? There's a Facebook user says I'm watching tonight. I don't know if that's Aunt Paula, but the odd thing is that it doesn't show the name on the tool here. Hey, so when I did that, did you guys hear me, or um, was I were you guys hearing me talk about the picture, or did it do away with my audio? If so, I'll try to do it again. Lori says that was Zane's favorite picture. Said he was one of those out there. Okay. Oh, audio was lost when I was showing the picture. Okay, thanks, Ken. Yeah, so that let me try that again and see. Okay, well, I won't do that then. Okay. All right. So am I back now? Am I back now? Okay. Yeah, I was saying Lori probably knows more about that picture than I do, because I know that Lori and Zane talked about that picture. I don't recall talking to Zane about that picture, but from what I understand, it was on a patrol, and Zane was one of those in the picture. So if you want a copy of it, Matt, I'll post it for you or shoot it to you or something. All right. So, okay, I'm back. Good. Okay. Thank you. And if you're out there watching and I didn't acknowledge you, I apologize, but I'm so happy you're here. The tools that I use and everything, it doesn't show all the people that are connected necessarily, but if you put something in the chat, then it shows, and I can know you're there. But I'm glad that everybody's here. So that was the coin. That was the book, which I so appreciate. My friend Jerry. Jerry went on to write another book about the restoration of the B-17, and yours truly is in the book several places. It's one of my favorite books. It chronicles the 10 years worth of restoration on this B-17 down in near Savannah. But Jerry's quite an elegant writer. Okay, let's see. I had this outpouring of support this week. Let me share that with you while I'm thinking of it. I don't know if any of you guys use a social media platform called LinkedIn. It's sort of a professional social platform, mostly about work and stuff, but oftentimes people will post, personal things that have to do with work and demonstrate, overcoming adversity and philanthropic endeavors that people are involved in. And on the anniversary of us burying Zane, I posted about that. And I don't usually share a lot of that. A lot of people at work know the circumstances, and I don't go out of my way, though, to share it unless it's appropriate or relevant in some way. But, I felt like I wanted to share it to a little broader audience. I got some ribs stuck in my teeth. I'm on this ketovore diet. Listen to me. It's not true carnivore. I am eating some low carb vegetables and stuff, but I'm at 23 pounds lost. But it's not the weight; it's my waist and my belly. That's where the biggest change has been, which is great. But I'm kind of stalled at 23 pounds. I know I'm heading for a breakthrough here, but anyway, so I'm eating a lot of meat, and I feel so wonderful. I'll tell you, it's so true that carbs and sugar cause so much problems in the body, inflammation and bloating and all of that. I tell you what, I'm not even hungry. Sometimes I have to force myself. Oh man, it's 2 o'clock. I better eat something because I'm doing this. It's intermittent fasting, is what it is. You eat within an 8-hour window, and then you don't eat for 16 hours. That's called intermittent fasting. And when you eat a lot of meat, obviously protein and fats, and you eat to fill up. You eat, until you're comfortably stuffed, and then you don't get hungry. In fact, I'm down to 2 meals a day, and not even. I mean, I've got some snacks and stuff that I got, like some meat snacks and stuff, but I'm not even snacking. It's like I'm not hungry. I'm eating so much on a meal, and I'm eating 2 meals within an 8-hour window. Some days I'm down to 1 meal and I'm not even hungry, because I eat a lot in 1 meal, and I don't feel like snacking, and I haven't had any cravings. And anyway, I know everybody's different, but anyway, this is something that's working for me. But anyway, I get sidetracked, so I don't remember what even caused me to think of that. But I was sharing this on the LinkedIn platform, which is heavily used in the professional business world, and we use it a lot. Like when we're recruiting and hiring and interviewing and stuff. It really allows people to have an online, real time sort of resume, and that's what we use it for regularly. So it has a pretty broad reach. But here, I just posted about our experience, and a little bit about what we have turned that tragedy into and what we're seeking to do, and posted some pictures that are just. I mean, I look at them and they break my heart. And I was there on the front row, me and Colton and Abby and Lori, and I still look at them, and it's just such a impactful. And I know that's part of the reason why there's been so much outpouring from the community that my sphere. But just to give you an idea, 35,000 views of this post, 516, likes or hearts or whatever, and 66 comments, it looks like. But just an incredible outpouring from, those that I orbit in the same realm there. But I just thought that was an incredible thing, and I'm making some new connections through that. In fact, I've had a couple of people reach out to me, including the lady from Code of Vets, and some other organizations that say your story is powerful. We're in the business of helping veterans deal with this kind of stuff. Can we connect, and this and that and the other? So we'll see where it goes. I mean, if telling my story can help somebody else, man, I'll do it all day long. I say my story, our story, Zane's story. But anyway, I thought that was interesting for sure. Let's see. Let me get back to my notes here. Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to mention, I had this written down to talk about last week. I'm not going to talk much about it, just to mention. And I know you guys, even though it's hard to get accurate news these days, I'm sure everybody knows about things, what's going on with Ukraine. It's hard to know exactly because we don't know what to believe anymore or who to listen to. But anyway, we ought to be thinking about it. We ought to be praying about it because, we have men and women, 3,000 that were deployed to Poland just last week. I mean, who knows what for? And then we actually have troops inside Ukraine. We call them advisors, just like all the way back to Vietnam. We had advisors there, but yeah, we should always be thinking about them and their families for sure. All right, well, let's see. What about the hat of the week? What about the hat of the week? Ken, I know you're just dying to find out. Why am I wearing the Texas A&M dad hat? Usually I wear the hat that has something to do with what's going on at the moment or in our life or whatever. And I thought I'd wear it tonight. I hadn't talked a lot about my daughter Charlotte in a while, but she's the member that graduated from Texas A&M, went to the FBI Academy, went to her field office in Seattle, now works for a very large social media platform company doing very similar things as to what the FBI had her doing, making a lot more money. And anyway, so she was asked to and accepted, was asked to come back to Texas A&M for the weekend to the Bush School of Government, where she's an alum. And the Bush School paid for Charlie to fly down to College Station this weekend. And of course, rental car, hotel, and the whole 9 yards. And they had her on a panel with some other grads and they were answering questions for potential new students, incoming students to the Bush School of Government, folks that are considering Texas A&M and the Bush School for their grad work. And so Charlotte was down there, part of a panel. How about that? I'm so proud of her. She just called me. She just got back to Seattle. And she says, Dad, it's so beautiful down here. She says, you can swim in the pool. It's so nice. She said, Seattle sucks. And she's when it's sunny in Seattle, she says, Dad, this is the best place on earth. I absolutely love it. 3 mountains in all directions, and it's a beautiful city. But she says, Dad, it's just been she says it's dreary, it's rainy, it's wet, it's overcast. And that's just Seattle right there in the trough there in Puget Sound. And when she had an opportunity to escape it, she's like, why do people live there? So who knows what the long term holds for her as far as that goes. But the company she works for tried to promote her to get her to move to San Francisco. And she don't want to move to San Francisco, but we'll see what they have in store for her. But anyway, so that is why that Texas A&M dad hat is the hat of the week, Ken, in case you were wondering. Proud of that girl, sharp young lady. All right. Let's see what else we got here. A couple of this week in military history items to chat about. And if you're just joining us, welcome. If you want us to know you're there, put something in the chat. But so good to have everybody. Let's see. So on February the 19th of 1945, 30,000 Marines landed on Iwo Jima. They landed on Iwo Jima. And God, I can't remember how many were killed, but there were quite a number, and quite a number of Medal of Honor recipients just on the Iwo Jima engagement. Just an amazing occurrence with overwhelming force, positioning ourselves in the South Pacific for that eventual leap to the Japanese mainland. But man, can you imagine being a young Marine on a landing craft heading to the beach, and the door opens and the guys to either side of you go down right away, but you keep running? I mean, I just can't. We should be thankful men like that lived, no doubt about it. All right. Oh, hey, Jonathan Peters. So Jonathan's giving us a little scoop on that picture. Okay. So it was up near Istakal. Zane and his, I don't know, was your whole platoon there? I don't remember how you guys carved it up, because I know you went to different places, but the Joint Security Station, I think, is what JSS stands for, if I recall. Istakal, northeast of Baghdad, northeast of Taji, if I remember right. But thanks for that, Jonathan. All right, let's see. So February, so that was an amazing occurrence. Can you imagine 30,000 Marines? And then, oh, you know what else I forgot to mention? Well, I'll mention here in a minute. It's not military history, but I'm gonna couple it here because I forgot to mention it before. But on February the 19th, 1947, that was the founding of the U.S. Coast Guard Reserve. So happy birthday yesterday to the Coast Guard Reserve. How about that? My boss, my current manager at work is a coastie, a diver. All right, let's see. So February 22nd, on February 22nd, which will be Tuesday. So Tuesday, all the way back to 1964. My little sister Sharon made her appearance in the world. I know my wife has some things cooked up for her birthday, but happy birthday, Sharon, if you're there or watching. Um, then I always used to joke with her as a kid. She's 11 months younger than me. So mom and dad didn't wait too long. She's 11 months younger, actually less than 11 months younger. Um, and I was the firstborn. And we would come around to February and she'd have her birthday and we're the same age. And she would always try to say she's older than me. But anyway. All right. So happy birthday, Sharon. All right. Moving on to our challenges here. Veteran Cemetery Challenge. I know we had at least 2 visits this week. And I saw that Daryl's in there. Hello, Daryl. Made it in from church. And I know Daryl made it. We counted Daryl's. We did Speaking of Zane last Monday. And we counted his Monday visit. But Daryl made another visit this week to Jefferson Barracks. And I saw it was absent snow on this visit. And then I took the opportunity to run up and see Zane today, spend a little time out there. The weather was beautiful, and Lori was getting ready for our little granddaughter Carson to come over. So I ran up there and ran a couple of errands and said, well, as long as I'm out, I'll go up there and spend some time. And I did. And I was so pleased that he had some more visitors just since Lori and I were out there a couple weeks ago, and several coins. And let me show you here the picture here. But I tell you, it's an amazing thing to think that people go and visit him more than just Lori and I. And I'm so grateful for that. You may think it's a simple thing and it doesn't really mean anything, but it means the world to us to know that people remember him and will go visit him regularly. It's just, I don't know. I don't know why I should be so amazed about that, but I really am, and I'm grateful for it. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. If I can, here we go. Here we go. I should have had that pre-positioned for you here, but let me share. So this is the top of his headstone there in section 11. And you can see he's got a challenge coin. Lori, I don't know. Lori, I put that coin out there 4 or 5 months ago, didn't I? And fortunately, people have left it alone, and I kind of like it there. It's the same, the same, Speaking of Zane coin, the ones I had made that many of you guys have. If you don't have one of these coins, tell me. If you don't have one of these Speaking of Zane coins, I owe you one. If you don't have one, tell me, and I will send me a message or something with your address, and I will certainly send you one. Jonathan Peters, I don't remember if I got one to you or not, but I would sure love for you to have one. Well, Jonathan, that's so nice that Zane was a man of men. Everyone loved him. Everyone did love him. What a guy he was. So hard not to love. I tell you, even in the times where we did, even the times I might have been so frustrated or upset with him, man, he was hard not to love and so funny. So funny. But yeah, Lori says we've had a lot of things left out there that are just so precious to us. I save them all. And, you see there was another guitar pick out there. This is what, Lori, that's a Fender. This is probably the 4th guitar pick in recent months. So I know somebody's visiting him and leaving a guitar pick. You see it right there on the headstone. All right, some Facebook user says, I would love one. Okay, I need to know who you are. Like I said, sometimes if you're depending on which Facebook site you're watching on, it doesn't translate the name over onto this tool that I'm using. But yeah, anybody that attends Speaking of Zane needs one of these coins, and I've got plenty of them. I'd love for you to have one as my way of saying thank you. Oh, it's Alyssa. Oh, well, okay, good. Alyssa, I would sure love for you to have one. I know the Wallens and the Wallens girls all have one. I would surely love for you to have one. Zane thought the world of you. That would be great. I just need to know where to send it. All right, and don't put it. You don't have to put it in the chat here, but message me or Lori. But yeah, I would love for you to have one. Okay, let's see. Jonathan, you do the same thing. Message me with your address, and I'll get one right out the door to you, buddy. I sure will. All right, so we had 2 visits this week. I think that's right. So we're at 571 visits to 151 different veteran cemeteries. How about that? That'll be something when we hit 1,000 visits, won't it? That's a little ways off. We got about 429 more visits to make, but I know we'll get there. And we got about 49. We need 49 new cemeteries to get to the 200 cemetery mark. All right. Well, we had some Thank a Vet Challenge activity this week. I thanked a Marine vet in the Kroger yesterday when I was doing my meat shopping. This guy get to the checkout, and this guy said, "Man, are you having a barbecue or something?" I'm like, "No, man, I'm just a carnivore. I had bacon and roasts and steaks and hamburger and pork and sausage and fish and everything you can think of in the cart." And I know he was probably wondering, where the heck are your veggies? But I did have some broccoli in there, and had a rutabaga in there. Oh, I love rutabagas, man. I cooked one up the other night. And I'm like, okay, I got to eat these more. I'm only eating the low carb vegetables, so no starches, no potatoes, no root vegetables. Basically, there's some exceptions with the rutabaga and radishes and stuff. But anyway, well, let's see. So I think a Marine there. Ken, I mentioned this before. Ken was up in North Kakalaki and had a couple of golf outings, and he met a Marine Vietnam vet on one day, and then I think he was teamed up with an Army vet on the next day. You guys must have had like a scramble or something, but so Ken got a couple thank yous in there. Katie thanked an Air Force vet. They were having some work done in the basement. Was that guy an electrician? I can't remember what you said, Katie, if you're still there. But they thanked an Air Force vet that I think he said he was stationed at Fairchild Air Force Base in Spokane, Washington. Good stuff there. And then my Aunt Paula, I don't know, are you here with us tonight, Aunt Paula? Lori and I can't wait to bump into you, and we would love to have you come out to my Warriors Place and visit with us, either on the work day or any other time while we're there. We're going to be there a whole week, doggone it. We would love to introduce you to Kelly, show you around. We're going to have all kind of time. I'll be working during the day. Most days I'll be working, but we're gonna do a little relaxing, maybe a cigar or two. But let me show you another. Speaking of Aunt Paula, let me show you. Here we go. This is an awesome picture right here. I want to show you of Aunt Paula. There you go. There's Aunt Paula. She thanked 3 veterans at this flag waving event that they did a couple of days ago. Okay, you're one of the Facebook users. Okay, Aunt Paula, good. I'm glad you're there. That's a beautiful picture of you, young lady. You're much younger looking than your years, and I know how old you are. But you're looking great. You're out there doing God's work, waving Old Glory. I love it, and thanking veterans at the same time. So God bless you. But yeah, look. So Lori and I are driving down this Friday, so we'll be driving all day Friday. We've got some activities that are part of My Warriors Place over the weekend. A festival or something. Lori, I can't remember. I need to post it in the. You may be interested in this, Aunt Paula. I'll post it on the. Lori, remind me on the Speaking of Zane group. But there's some activity that My Warriors Place is involved in over the weekend, and then we'll be there all of next, not this coming week, all of next week. We'll be there staying at My Warriors Place, and we're going to do our thing at work. We're going to do a bunch of my coworkers are coming out. We're going to do another work day at the property on Friday, March the 4th, from noon to about 5 or 6. And then we'll stay over. We'll be there all day Saturday. And then we're driving back Sunday, March the 6th. So we'll be there a whole week. So that'll be fun. Yeah, Lori's reminded me here. It's a big event with bands and all kind of stuff. I forget the name of it, but it's a big fundraiser. And we decided that's the weekend before we're doing the work day. So I said, well, why don't we just come down early? And Kelly says, okay, you got the Blue Cottage. I'm like, okay, we're there. Well, there's Dan. Hey, Dano, how you doing, pal? Working weekends. Well, that sucks. Well, let me know if you think you're going to be able to come out at all on the 4th. Let me know, or anytime during the week. Like I said, I'm going to be working, but anytime during the week, if you want to hook up, let me know. We'll be in Ruskin. You know where that's at, south of Tampa. Yeah, with us being there so long, 7, 8, 9 days, Aunt Paula, we should absolutely be able to connect, and we look forward to that. But looking good there with Old Glory. Good stuff. So what does that mean? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 thank yous this week. That puts our count to 1,269. 1,269 thank yous. That's not too shabby. And listen to this. So I was chatting on Facebook with a guy, Dan, I don't know if you knew this guy, Jeff Castanway. I believe he was an RO, might have been a data operator. Anyway, he has been, when he left the Air Force, he's been working for First Data Corporation in Omaha for a couple of decades now. He moved. Okay, Steve, thank you, brother. Jeff moved from Omaha to Georgia. He lives in Canton, where Zane is buried in the cemetery there. Close by. He lives off Sixes Road. I think he's got a Canton address, but he's actually closer to Woodstock. But anyway, we got to chatting and realized, wow, okay, I remember you. Yeah, I remember you. And then, of course, we have more people in common in our civilian life since the Air Force with our connections to First Data. So we were chatting about that for a bit and decided that we'd get together at Semper Fi Bar and Grill. We're going to have some lunch when we get back from Tampa. He's actually heading up to, let me say, Baltimore or somewhere for a grandkid something. But anyway, when he gets back, we'll be reconnecting and having a hot dog or something at Semper Fi Bar and Grill. So that's kind of fun to have that happen. All right. Well, that's the Think of Vet challenge. Moving on. Let's see. I mentioned all the organizations. The new one I was going to add there was the one I mentioned, Code of Vets. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that one or not, but you can tell I'm pretty emphatic about the way this lady operates. Just incredible. Code of Vets. So that's a new one to add to our list. And mention the Running to Honor 5K again. I posted a picture. Aaron, you guys remember Aaron, who we've had on the show before. Aaron, this is his brainchild, the whole Running to Honor thing. Well, he's got the let me share it for you here. He's got the medal, the participants medal. for this year. Is that blinking for you guys? Let me, that's blinking for me. Let me stop. Try that again. See what it does. There we go. Yeah, there. Well, let me take my banner off there for a sec. Yeah, so there's this year's participants medal. How about that? And this year's all about honoring Vietnam veterans. How about that? You can see the Huey up there, and Vietnam War never forgotten, running to honor 5K. So looking forward to adding that to my collection. It's going to be hot, boy. It's going to be doggone hot. What is it, Lori? July 31st or something? I don't remember, but we're going to do it. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, let's see. We're about at the end here. The only thing is we got Matt. Remind me, Matt. Was it? Did we read the update on your buddy Jason Gibbs last week, or is that something that happened during the week? I can't remember. Anyway, your buddy Jason and my buddy Steve Shirley got a chance to actually talk. Isn't that right, Steve? Wow, I was so pleased to see that. I can't remember if we talked about that last week or not, or if that was something that was posted during the week. But anyway, first of all, thank you, Steve, somebody who has firsthand knowledge of that. I'd imagine it was a good conversation, and it sounds like Jason's doing much better, and thank God for that. So, man, what are the odds there, Matt and Katie, that I have a friend that's went through the same thing that your friend went to? Just amazing. And yeah, Dan loves Steve, as do we all. But what's not to love? What a great guy! What a patriot! I tell you, I'm honored to have served with Steve. So good update on Sergeant First Class Jason Gibbs. And then we talked about Matt's friend there. There is a GoFundMe link on Speaking of Zane Facebook group, so you can take a look at that. All right, let's see. Let me look at the chat here and make sure I didn't miss anything here before we wrap it up. Yeah, so Dan Jeffrey. So if you're a classic rock kind of guy, Dan says Mike Campbell, who's a lead guitar player for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, is going to be in Tampa on the 9th. That should be great. He's got a new band called the Dirty Knobs, Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. And tell you what, Mike Campbell is looking good. He just had a birthday, 71, maybe 71, 72, and still rocking it. He did a little tour duty with Fleetwood Mac, as you may know, over the last couple of years when Lindsey Buckingham left the band again. And they needed Mike to come in to play guitar, and they've been friends forever. I mean, Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty were good friends, and both bands were good friends. Anyway, I'm getting a little carried away here. I love my classic rock, and Dan, it sounds like a great show. I'm gonna have to look and see if they're coming to Atlanta. I'd love to see them. But great post that you made about that. You're right, Zane would absolutely love that. Let's see. All right, Lori says, can I ask anyone who would like to please start jotting down memories of Zane, good or not? We're starting the book. So, yeah, so especially as battle buddies, and we may have to reach out to someone, but we want to start collecting little snippets and stories and cameos and whatever you talk about it, and figure out how to compile that into some catalog that eventually might take the form of a book. We'll see what happens, but we nevertheless, even if it didn't turn into a book, which we're kind of committed that it will, we would love to at a minimum hear from people about what they remember about him. I mean, and most of the time it was humorous, of course, but yeah, good stuff. Let's see. Okay, well, that is about it. I'll tell you, I haven't done this in a while. I'll read off some of these little neat little quotes that I enjoy from time to time. And Lori posted one, a really nice graphic with this quote one day this week, and it was "We don't know them all, but we owe them all." I love that one, and I always think of that when I go to a new veteran cemetery. I think the same thing. We don't know them all, but we owe them all. I love the Ronald Reagan quote, "We can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone." That's a mind bender right there, and so true. Just so true. Be an American worth dying for. Wow, how about that? Can you imagine those 30,000 Marines willing to just die on the beach? And, we've got Americans here that don't even like their own country. Just crazy. I love this. Are you a positive influence on your immediate sphere of influence? Nothing is lost unless forgotten. Nothing is lost unless forgotten. It kind of goes to the old thing I always say about Zane, keeping his memory alive by saying his name. All right. Well, hey, have a great week. We're excited about getting down to Florida. I've got a lot of work to do between now and then, work, and of course getting loaded up with everything throughout the week. I may try to stagger it a little bit so I don't get. I'm not doing things at midnight Thursday night, but we're excited to get down there for a little bit of a break, even though I'll be working. But we'll be on the road all day Friday, and but we'll see you right back here from my Warriors place on Sunday night for Speaking of Zane. Can't wait for it, and hope everybody has an awesome week. Thank a vet. Reach out to your buddies. Lori says she'll be working hard while she's there too. But I tell you what, don't take for granted that everybody's doing okay. Reach out and check on people every now and then. But we'll look forward to seeing everybody on Sunday night. God bless you guys. Thank you guys for showing up week in and week out. We'll see you next week.